You are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Infomedia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to CIOTV.live, a sister concern of Enterprise IT World, a leading CIO magazine in India. Today, my guest is Mr. Nikhil Rathi, founder and CEO of Web Werks. Nikhil is a serial entrepreneur, tech entrepreneur, I'll say. And today he is a founder and CEO of Web Werks, a global leader in data center and cloud services. Nikhil, thank you very much for taking time out and speaking to CIO TV.live.
Hey, thanks, Sanjay. Great to be here.
All right, Nikhil, my first question coming on your way. What is the trend? The industry India as a country is seeing a mushrooming of data centers. Of course, government is willing to do it. So what's the trend in this country as far as DC is concerned?
So, if we look, India is an underserved market. That's actually a very, very big understatement on top of it being underserved, right? So the idea is that if you look at the traditional markets in the US, right, or you look at developed countries today, what drives all of their tech innovation, tech stuff? It's actually the compute. And where does the compute sit? It sits in the data center. So what's the most important thing that runs the trains, that runs the infrastructure, that runs the stock markets, that runs the financial transactions, the ERP? It's just about everything. It's actually the data center, including the hyperscalers. They sit out of data centers, right? So if we look at what is needed in India and the trend, right? You're seeing a mushrooming demand, which is driven because we're expected to become a gigawatt economy. We only have a capacity of 200 megawatts odd, and there's a committed capacity coming online, which may be about 400 megawatts. But if we consider the United States, for example, then they've got gigawatts and gigawatts of power and data centers at their disposal. The one data center could be about, we are partnered with Iron Mountain. So one of Iron Mountain's data centers is about 150 megawatts by itself, right? With 270 acres where they can scale up to maybe 400, 500 megawatts over there. So you can just see that is the kind of development. It also shows the development of a country. That how many data centers they have in place. And in China, they have one road which has got probably 200, 300, 400 megawatts of capacity on that one road in one city. And there are many roads and you can see the development over there. So the trend in the data center market is you're going to see a huge boom of data centers. You're going to see probably $15 billion plus of investment coming into the country only for data centers. The government is welcoming all of this. So the states are inviting people to come in, and this $15 to $20 billion which will come in is needed by this country to develop its digital infrastructure. And data center is the heart of the digital infrastructure, right? The network goes out of the data center. The compute happens inside the data center. Your data is stored inside the data center. It's not in the cloud. The cloud meets the ground inside the data center, right? So, if we look at this, in India, we don't have that many data centers. We've got probably about 8, 9, 10 operators at max, along with the hyperscalers. When we count them in, they're actually sitting inside the operator. We are an operator. So what we're going to see is more and more data centers. Probably there are, if I take a count, maybe third-party data centers are going to be about 126. That includes switching sites, secondary switching sites for telcos like Airtel and others, which technically still account for as data centers, but they're not commercial data centers. So we're going to see a boom in that. It's all driven by the IoT demand, the AI that is, we're going to work on the data, so the compute stuff. The 5G is going to increase that because there's more data being pulled by the networks, there's more data being processed. It's not about just viewing a video, it's also about storing or looking at separate segments of that video. How many minutes did you watch this? And if you saw this watch, how long did you sit and watch that watch, right? And how many minutes did you keep rolling back and forth? All that is data being recorded so that you're going to see that again. And in 5G, that's going to increase further. So when you look at all of this and you say, and India traditionally has stored all its data abroad. So, data localization and others, the rules that have made MasterCard and others also come back to India. You've seen the Reserve Bank of India also say that no, everything's going to be here. So that, along with the demand that is happening in across the enterprise, the pandemics only increased that, and the economy is growing, and manufacturing will need AI, and pharma will need processing, and ERP will be needed to be hosted also. And a lot of these applications which were, let's say you have a global financial firm storing Indian data outside, they need to bring it back. The trend is data centers are here to stay. They're going to only grow, and you're only going to see more and more enterprises and everybody adopt data centers. They're going to go for multi-cloud, hybrid cloud. Think about it. Have your own fixed infrastructure, and also use cloud. And you can't do that out of your office. You won't have that kind of connectivity. You can connect into a cloud on-ramp. So all of that, the trend is India is going to see a boom in data centers. So you're going to see we're probably going to be another country, probably just like Europe or others. In fact, even better than Europe, where there's so much of consumption, 1.3 billion people, there's so much of cable landing stations and all, that you're going to see it through the roof. So DC trend,
Right.
You're only going to see growth.
All right. So is it the consumption happening by the Indian domestic players, domestic incorporates, or it is the investment coming from outside and data getting dumped here? Of course, every country these days have got their own data policy. So what are you seeing? What is, answer to this question?
So the idea is, see, the money goes where there is going to be growth, right? India is, like I said, India is 1.4 billion people. Out of that, is 400, 500 million people are on with cell phones. The remaining 400, 500 still don't have cell phones. There's a young population of people who play games. There's a young population of people who are going to get educated. There's a huge number of those. They are going to be the next generation of consumers. Those consumers are going to buy online, or they're going to buy offline, and they're going to do digital payments. And companies are going to need to do their processing. When you look at all of that, and 5G, and like I just mentioned, right, the demand is going to shoot. And when the demand shoots, right, naturally commercial data centers are something that people are going to invest in. It's going to be, if this was a hill station, right, and people were going to the hills, then the hotels are going to grow, and the investments is definitely going to go into hotels. So that's simply put what's going to happen in the data center industry. We are underserved. We don't have data center capacity. It takes time building up data center capacity. It takes time getting the power in. It takes time getting the bandwidth and the telcos in. And a country which is hungry, like India, the growing data story is already written. It's just that in a matter of time you are already seeing it, and it's just going to accelerate. So the local consumption, local demand, add to that the pandemic may accelerated that. You add all of that in,
Mhm.
it's a no-brainer. Money is going to come in. People are going to use more of the net. People are going to use more of online mediums. People are also going to use offline mediums, but that's going to be connected to the online. The experience level is different. Think about it this way. Even when you go and shop for shoes, those guys are tracking your buys, right? That's going into central ERP. You go and buy, let's say, from Reliance Retail. Reliance Retail has got multi brands. They've got multiple stores. They've got online stores. Tata Click, for instance, right? Or Chroma. All of those are being tracked. You can buy stuff from Amazon. You can buy stuff from Chroma. You can buy it online. You can buy it offline. All this syncs up. Think about it. You're totally surrounded by digital. And where does the digital come from? Data center. So the investment is definitely going to keep coming. And this is only going to cumulatively increase.
Yes, Nikhil. I can well see the demand shooting. Because that's the reason that government has brought in data center policy. Data parks are getting built up. Now, what's the roadmap of Web Werks? Now you are a major player now.
So, our intent. So we've been traditionally Web Werks, right? We were a managed hosting cloud solution provider as well, along with our data centers. We had 3 data centers in 3 cities, right? So we had one in Bombay, which is Navi Mumbai, which is our flagship facility. Then we had one in Pune, which was near DR for Bombay as well as DR, and then we had one in Noida, where we were serving customers. This was our own buildings and our own setup. Our intent is to be able to. So we were building our own, but we saw that there is a demand, and actually we wanted to look at partners, because we were serving enterprises, we were serving cloud providers, we were serving networks, but we wanted to basically make sure that we were able to cater to hyperscale as well, and that experience we actually lacked. So what we did was we went out, we looked for a partner, and we found a very good partner, which is Iron Mountain Data Centers. And Iron Mountain Data Centers has 15 facilities across the world, across all major markets, including London, New York, and name it, they have it. And like I mentioned, they've got 150 megawatt, 200 megawatt facilities, which are spread across 270 acres, expanding to about 400 acres. They've got they're serving all major customers. In fact, Iron Mountain is a brand out of let's say 95% of the world's known companies are customers for Iron Mountain, a very trusted brand. So what we are doing together is now more important. It's a roadmap for Web Werks and Iron Mountain as we progress further. So we were catering to enterprise, we were catering to cloud, like I mentioned, but what we intend to do is put up data centers in all major locations in India, so that we are very close to the customer too, because customers love their servers, they love to hug their machines, they like to be close to their machines as well. And enterprises as such, CIOs, CTOs, they like the concept of having their equipment closer to home. So we were not present in Bangalore. So we wanted to basically put our flag in Bangalore. We wanted to put a flag in Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata. Plus, build up larger facilities in our existing markets. So we've got a 12.5 megawatt facility coming online in 2022. Roughly, that's going to be ready, and then we intend to have another 60-70 megawatts more in Mumbai that should be out in the news as soon as we finished our acquisitions, right? And a bigger data center in Noida that'll also be in the news soon, and have data centers across Chennai and all, serving every known customer type, every known market type. So whether you say enterprise, yes, we can do that. You say near disaster recovery, yes, we can do that. We can offer data center interconnects also, where customer hosted in one facility can take the advantage of the other. We also provide cloud on-ramp, so people can basically come in and jump into the multi-cloud or other things. So as the roadmap goes, we're investing heavily. We've got $150 million as an investment from Iron Mountain, which comes in for our our expansion strategy that is there, which I've just mentioned across the markets. You probably see us having close to about 120 megawatts or more of capacity all across India. And we're investing about 700 crores odd in Bangalore. We're investing about 750 crores also in Chennai. So more data centers, 20 megawatt facilities coming there. Excellent places, unified experience for customers. Buy one contract and you can be across all our facilities as well. So we're looking 18 months. We're super excited about the next 18 to 24 months, where we're coming online with so many more facilities.
All right, Nikhil, thank you very much for updating that piece of news. The other question is, you see Indian market, so many players are coming up, other than the traditional players, those who have been major, data centers here in India. Those people, those organizations who are never into this space, they have also come in and created the market really competitive. So what is your competitive advantage, from Web Werks perspective?
Right. So we are very unique, in this market, and which is why we also wanted a very unique partner, which is Iron Mountain, right? We're here to do for the long term. We're not someone who's going to be building up a business and you're going to probably see us, move away from it with another bigger player coming and acquiring us. We're here to stay because Iron Mountain is a 70-year-old company. That's why we chose our partner very carefully. The competitive advantage, well, all our data centers, we are carrier neutral. That means we have all carriers available and you can connect into any carrier. And when we talk of carriers, we're talking about Airtel, Tata, Communications, Tata Tele. These are all available across all our facilities. The current three, in fact, the Mumbai one is the densest facility right now with 168 networks coming in. So whether a enterprise has some branch office located in, let's say, Patna, there's a sure shot that the ISP in Patna is already long lining himself into our facility. So it's an advantage because you get low latency access and very reliable as well. Second, we are cloud agnostic. So we've got multiple cloud players also at our place. We also offer our own cloud if somebody wants, right? So there's so many options available. Third, we provide open access to our customers. So customers can come in and order racks, and then they have open access to access not just the networks, they also have access to internet exchanges where they can connect into the exchanges and have access to other networks, like maybe the Visa network, for instance. They're connected to into an exchange, and a customer can have open access to that. In the future, if we have Reserve Bank of India or others connecting to the exchanges, which is a possibility, you will see again open access is available to the customers as well. Fourth, and this is unique only to us, what I'm talking about. Most players are either pure colo or pure managed services or cloud providers. We're unique because we cater to the entire spectrum. So a customer can start his digital journey with us, and he can remain and carry on his digital journey with us, right? The other thing is we're OEM agnostic, so we do not have anything even on our cloud where we force you into buying something, right? This is what HP or Dell or whatever. It's agnostic to anybody, whatever you buy, and we focus on an ecosystem. So what we've done is we built up an ecosystem of carriers, of cloud guys, of enterprises, and the exchanges, which makes us extremely reliable where people can come in. All our data centers are tier 3 certified by uptime. So technically you can, you're guaranteed the kind of uptime that is there. We've all got the global certifications in place, whether you talk of PCI DSS for transaction processing, GDPR or HIPAA. That's all in place. SOC 1, SOC 2, all of that is available. Now, with that, you also get the most connected facility. So whether a client needs, whether he's planning, to have one rack, or he's planning to have a megawatt of capacity with us with multiple racks, whether he's planning to later on have 20 megawatts, right? Maybe 1,000 racks probably over there. We can cater to the entire thing. If he wants to basically have, a cloud on-ramp, which we say, he wants to jump off and use the Azure cloud with his infrastructure on demand, he can do that. He can use the Amazon cloud, he can use AWS, for instance, or anything right from within our facility. So we have cloud adjacent data centers, right? So technically you're right there. You can jump onto the cloud. So that, and what we're bringing now is going to be also a sustainable data center. So Iron Mountain has something known as Green Power Pass, which when we bring, we'll probably be able to provide carbon credits to our clients who use our facilities, as well as green energy. So when you look at us, we're unique because we're at all, right? The full package, right? A customer come in, like I said, starts with even a virtual machine and can then scale up as he grows. So whether you're an infant right up to an adult, we can cater to everybody.
Okay, Nikhil, very good and big statement from your side that somebody can jump on from, say, colo to any kind of services, any cloud services, even Web Werks offers its own services. You have got that menu to choose from. Is it the same SLA that you take for all these services, all the third-party cloud providers, be it Azure or AWS, that he will be providing, or the customer is looking for from you, or he has to enter into other SLA or agreement with that organization, be it Azure or AWS or Google Cloud, or it's only yours, you take care of everything and give it as a package to the customer if customer wishes to?
So I'll tell you, what we provide is the infrastructure to access the cloud. Mm-hmm. We do not provide the cloud, the Amazon cloud. So the customer is free to have his Amazon contract or his Azure contract, right? Mm-hmm. Free to choose how he wants to have that contract, and free. He doesn't need to be locked into a hard contract. The SLAs stand for our services, for our infrastructure services. And then from there, so he gets one in our data center through the IX, the Kix IX that is there. He gets a single port through which he can access the Amazon cloud, through which the same port he can access the Oracle cloud, Google cloud. So he can choose the multi thing. So our service enables the client to do that. And he then has to have separate contracts with Amazon because those SLAs are governed by Amazon, right? We can provide the hand-holding in terms of managed services, and there are separate SLAs for that. However, the beauty about the contract is that if he has the same contract with us in India, we can extend that even to the global level. So he can have, or if there's a global client who's an American contract with Iron Mountain, they can simply extend that contract with just a 2-page document into India, right? So we provide SLAs for our services. Amazon and everything, the client has the freedom to do whatever he wants, right? So that's why I said open access, correct?
Okay.
So we provide open access. One port, get access to all the clouds, one data center, one similar contract, and you're good to go across all of India, and then the rest of the world where we have other facilities. So
All right.
together, it's a big advantage, and the client has a lot of freedom here.
Data is no more restricted to data centers. These are all available in endpoints, isn't it? That's the reason edge computing or edge DCs are of news these days, and many of the companies have taken steps towards creating multiple edge data centers. So how are you participating in edge data centers?
So as Web Werks and Iron Mountain together, we do have an edge strategy. We will be implementing this because we do have customers who are cloud customers and others who have asked us to be in. So we are in the metro markets. Our business as usual is going to be in the metro markets. Our hyperscale demand we see is going to be in the metro markets. Our enterprise customers are going to be in the metro markets. However, we see in the next 3 years the edge building up, which means that you have a car which is moving, or you have a delivery which is happening, or you have a video which is happening. That will have to be localized. So let's say you're in Patna, you need to have your application over there, right? And this is not specifically only enterprise, but it could be, you could have an application running out of that place. So we might have an edge location. We've already got an edge design, which is extremely efficient, which can be deployed in a matter of time, a few months probably in any city. And we are planning to have, edge potential in starting with about 6 cities in India, which I will name as we progress. You'll hear more about us over there. But we will come out with 6 edge locations eventually, and we will also be having edge play available across as our clients grow, as our content clients grow. And that again, along with the partnerships we have with certain companies, will enable customers to deploy VMs also in those edge locations. So let's say a customer wants to deploy an application which is talking to a major application in Mumbai, and let's say he's in Ahmedabad and his factory is in Ahmedabad, and that needs to run that application locally. They can deploy that at our edge location in Ahmedabad if we have that edge location live in the next couple of years. And that will automatically seamlessly talk to the application located in Mumbai. So again, from an enterprise perspective, a lot of capabilities. They can do a lot of data capture and other things at the edge. They could run temporary virtual machines at the edge. Also, we are trying to bring that technology as an availability over there. Excited about that. Extremely new. It's a frontier. The edge is a frontier, I wouldn't say it's the wild west. It's a frontier, and we can swim through it. We're Aquaman. We'll get there. So we do have an edge strategy, and I think that's going to come as once we have the hubs developed, then the spokes will automatically start coming through, and we will be coming out with those as well.
All right. So before I ask the last question, if I can ask you a question around segmented love affair with Web Werks from the industry point of view, those sectors which actually like you, who are who think Web Werks as a data center companies is favorite for them. Who do you suggest, or which are your targeted customers? Those who love you,
So the customers that work with the data center, right? If you look at the Lion King, right? What did the Mufasa say to his son? Everything the light touches is your kingdom, right? Right. So over here, everything or every customer, right? When I talk about the enterprise or I talk about content, every person is a potential customer. I'm not talking about individuals, but I'm talking about startups. I'm talking about enterprise. I'm talking about if a customer, they have to choose one provider to meet all their domestic and the global requirements. That is us, because we provide 3 data centers and eventually 7 in this country, plus 15 other locations worldwide. So again, a customer can jump off with us, right? We have a very strong cloud portfolio, which the customer can leverage on. We have capabilities to deliver right from virtual machines all the way up to co-location demands and wholesale demands, which a customer may have from 50 racks to a whole suite, or 100 racks or 200 racks or even 2000 racks, like hyperscaler demand. So the beauty is whether, and it's like I said, carrier and cloud neutral. So you can use blended bandwidth or you can buy your own bandwidth. It's that ecosystem access is available to you on tap, on demand, right? You come into the data center and in 20 minutes you could have 1 gigabit of connectivity or 10 gigabits of connectivity. Can you do that in your office? No. So again, like I said, everything is every enterprise, every business out there, whether manufacturing, whether BFSI, can use us. You can have disaster recovery with us. You can have business continuity seats also with us across our locations, right? So data center and disaster recovery, very, very well delivered, ultra efficient in terms of operational, in terms of power usage efficiency, and in terms of sustainability. So whether you're BFSI, they can use us because they can run their workloads. We have a number of BFSI customers, right? Whether it is manufacturing, they can use us. They've got enterprise, they've got IoTs, everything's going to talk to each other. The machines are going to work automatically, right? How is that going to happen? They need the facility. They need local. They need, hyper local, which is there, and then that's us in the processing zone at the back. So whether it's a CIO, CTO who's planning for, who is from BFSI, any kind of industry, everybody can use our data centers to jump off and not just begin, but even carry forward or enhance their digital journey. So all industries are potential.
All right, Nikhil, I just wanted to ask you the same question to you, but you answered about your message to the CIOs or the industry. But of course, I'll be asking you the final question. The question is, what is your personal goal?
My personal goal right now is so I was born in digital India, right? The growth, right? I started this company when I was 17 years old. While I was getting educated, I also went to the US to study, but this company kept on growing. Apart from this company, I own another company which is about 3,000 people. And this is, of course, the data center industry. I also founded the first commercial internet exchange in India, which I sold to DKIX, right? Which is the world number one. That is today Asia Pac's number one internet exchange. It's beaten Singapore Exchange as well, which is a very big achievement. And it's possible because we have 1.4 billion people consuming, right? And this is only the start of that. My own personal thing, I plan to make sure that we are delivering digital and, born in the cloud right here, right? If the cloud was called cloud, it was known as internet earlier. Then, of course, born in the internet, born in the cloud. I'm an internet guy, right? No millennial, no other thing. Internetizen, right? I think today I'm 42. I plan to carry on this journey that we've taken up. Me and my brother both run the companies, and we hope to basically make sure that we keep on contributing to this digital success that India is. And in the bargain, our groups keep making money as well.
All right, Nikhil. Nikhil, thank you very much for taking time out and speaking to enterprise IT world and addressing, I think, thousands of CIOs and CISOs, those who are or will be watching this interview. Thank you very much, Nikhil.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks a lot. Right.